Sailors. Welcome back to English class. Today we're going to start off learning a little bit more about 7th grade English and all the cool adventures we're going to have in reading and writing. And we're going to end our hour doing a little connector activity called Me to a T. It will be your very first assignment as a 7th grade English student. So let's get going into our English adventures. We're going to start with a little sneak peek of what's to come that you guys will all enjoy. So we kick off the year with one of our first reading units. It has the Amigo Brothers, which is this great boxing story, and two best buddies. And then we read After 20 Years, and this one has got a great plot twist. If you think you can predict it, I bet you're wrong.
In order to become great writers, we're going to take tips and tricks from some of the best published authors in the business. We're going to use Harry Potter as a mentor text. We're going to take pieces from Hunger Games to look at how Suzanne Collins uses action verbs. One of my favorites is Knucklehead. John Skiska wrote these stories for kids who don't like reading, and it's all about growing up with he and his 6 brothers and the crazy things they did to their pets, to their babysitter. One of our first stories is called Car Trip. It's about a family that takes a trip from Michigan to Florida, and there's a lot of puke action and vomiting, and the family cat is involved too. So it's an epic piece that I look forward to, and it really helps you use vivid, exciting language when you write.
Next, we go into some amazing poetry this year. You will love The Highwayman. It is dramatic, it is romantic, it is haunting. And then, of course, then we have Annabel Lee. It doesn't get any creepier than Annabel Lee.
He camps out by his lady's grave.
Gross.
2 of my favorite short stories, The Treasure of Lemon Brown. This kid, he gets in a fight with his dad, which middle schoolers cannot relate at all to fighting with your parents. But he gets real steamed, and so he goes tooling off in the night to an abandoned tenement, this warehouse, and he's pretty sure he hears some sounds. And he meets somebody, a homeless man, waiting in the darkness, with some sage wisdom and advice to give to him, which is pretty cool. The other one is Two Kinds. It's a story about a mom who has incredibly high standards and expectations for her daughter in terms of piano and her musical abilities and how they butt heads. So both stories are connected about independence and kids really trying to find their own way in the world and not just what their parents want for them.
And then, of course, we do a lot of writing in 7th grade and some great narratives. And one of the best narratives that we kick off the year with is Our Taking a Risk. And we know that middle schoolers take quite a few risks, and we enjoy hearing all about them. And this essay is one where you demonstrate a variety of skills that we teach to you over the first month of school. Mm-hmm. So get ready to write and start thinking about, what risk have you taken?
Ding dong ditch stories, etc.
Yes.
One of my favorite things about 7th grade is that you guys are going to learn how to debate and how to win arguments. And so we're going to look at a lot of epic battles and look at both sides, but then assert our claims and our reasoning with a lot of factual evidence, but also your own personal stories that are compelling to really convince your audience. One of our first debates is about name brand clothing. Is it worth the high cost? We're also going to look later in the year at Alcatraz, the high security, maximum security prison off the coast of California. And you're going to have to debate and research, did the escapees survive or not?
How about that bug?
Yeah, we're going to be eating some crickets, actual crickets. In many, many countries, they use insects as an alternative protein source. So we're going to look at it. Why would insects perhaps save our environment and be a healthy alternative to meat?
So bring your appetites, because it's quite a tasty treat. Speaking of tasty, we with some of our great writings and reading pieces, we delve into sensory descriptions with a great Hershey Kiss writing. So we spend a little time really tasting and experiencing that Hershey Kiss. We get into a great literature piece called The Chase. Great if you've ever thrown some snowballs. I think you'll relate to this action-packed adventure story.
True story. Not for the faint of the heart. Cat on the Go was written by James Herriot, a famous veterinarian in England. And the story begins with a cat that's been disemboweled, which means its insides are hanging on the outside.
Its guts are hanging out.
And so it's just an epic story, and it comes back to a powerful theme that we all have to kind of face at some point in our life. Is it better to have loved and lost than to have never loved? So it's about risking our hearts and overcoming some loss.
Oh, look at that kitty, baby. Ooh, here we go.
Call of the Wild is our
Ow.
culminating and last epic adventure. It's a story of Buck, an amazing dog who's stolen from his comfortable home in California and made to be a working sled dog in the Arctic. And there is we keep a death count during this one, but it's also filled with adventure, with loyalty, and ultimately about finding who you really are and capitalizing on all your strengths and gifts to be the best leader.
So you're here. Your job is to become an effective communicator, and you're going to have to do that throughout your entire life. So whether you're communicating virtually, or you're communicating in person, or you're communicating in writing. So our job is going to be to help you to become a more effective communicator.
This year, we're going to read and comprehend high-level texts, poetry, short stories, argumentative debates. We're going to express ourselves through writing, but also through speaking. We'll have some short little public speaking experiences that are actually really fun and lighthearted. And we're just here to give you the tools you need so you can achieve the life you want. Whatever you get into, you're going to need to be able to read well, to speak with clarity, and we're here to help you with that.
So we both hope for you that you grow as a writer, and you will.
And we're going to teach you a lot of great reading strategies to use as texts become more difficult.
And we're going to help you to become more confident in speaking in front of others. And it might look a little different this year with all the virtual, but you will still have some speaking opportunities.
And just give your full effort and really enjoy this seventh grade year. Whatever changes come our way, we have some great units. There's not a unit we don't enjoy teaching. We love and we're excited about all of them. Yeah. So with that, we're going to learn a little bit more about you through our first assignment, and we're going to share a little bit about ourselves. So here's a quick overview. Starting with the most basic form of writing is just word choice. And we're starting with nouns: a person, a place, a thing, or an idea. If you were to represent yourself through a t-shirt, what would be on that t-shirt? So this is going to be through a Google drawing, so not much writing required at all. It's going to be pretty much through images, but you'll have your name, and it will be capitalized. You are a proper noun. You may also put your nickname on there. What do you want to be called? You'll include a person you admire. It can be a celebrity, a person from the sports world. It can be a writer, an actor, an actress, whoever inspires you, a musician.
Maybe a YouTube star.
Yeah.
Maybe me. I'm a YouTube star.
A favorite place. Maybe it's a vacation place. Maybe it's a city, a town, your grandma's house. Things you love, whether it's just an item or cats or dogs or your golf clubs. Your favorite brand name. We will be having a debate about brand names coming up, but what's a brand name that you love to wear? Or maybe it's a brand name of art supply, sporting good equipment.
Maybe like Nike or
Crayola.
Yeah, those are great.
And then idea nouns. We don't often think of these as nouns. They are. We can't see them, but things like peace, justice, love, freedom. And right now you're all sitting in a crew, a cohort, so you're part of a collective noun. What other collective nouns? Are you part of band, orchestra, a community, a family, a
team,
club? Yeah. And if you want an inspirational quote. So we're going to share ours right now with you, what our Me to a T's look like, and then you'll get started.
All right, let's take a look. So I'll start off. I'll share my Me to a T as I've gotten started on mine. There it goes. All right. So your Me to a T, and mine is just in process still. Your Me to a T needs to include the must-haves down here. Now, in a few minutes, when we tell you to get started, you'll be able to log into Google Classroom and open up this drawing, but not yet. So take a look at ours so you get an idea. We'll also have our examples posted on Google Classroom. So if you get stuck and kind of wondering, what am I supposed to do? You can look at that example and hopefully it will help you. So knowing that you are dealing with a Google drawing, you do have to usually double click to get in here to be able to put your images. So here's mine. I'm Beth McCaskey, so you see my name right here. It asks me for different people, places, things. So as I come up with them, I'm putting them in here. So here's my kindness is my idea noun. So I put that one in there. Grand Haven is my proper noun for a place I love. So I put it in there and I included an image. Some things that I love, kittens. I love kittens. So I included those in there. And I'll continue to work and add in more to my me to a T. Let's take a look at Mrs. Prentice's.
Right. My collective noun, I put family, cats. I adopted a cat from Mrs. McCaskey's cat foster. My favorite place, I put Mackinac Island. That's where I got married, and we go back there for vacations. My collective, or my idea noun rather, is peace. Brand name, Vans, my sparkly van shoes. Things I love,
Awesome.
books, and a person I admire, Mr. Rogers. Big deal growing up. But how do you get these images on here? You can simply go to Insert, and then you can go to Image, and you can search the web, and you'll be able to do that over on the right and then pull them in, whatever you're looking for. If you're looking for a soccer ball or a hockey stick or a microphone, something like that. Or you can just simply save them to your computer, a group of images, and then upload them from there. So double click to be able to work on the Google Drawing, and you have your own assignment shared with you on Google Classroom. Your teacher has the code to get into our class, and we're going to go ahead and let you begin.
All right. Can't wait to see what you guys put on your me to a T. Looking forward to meeting you and getting to know you a little bit better.
See you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.